Hey, how's it going? This is Camel's Fox Sanctuary. Cole and I just got back from our annual road trip to do some exploring. This year we went out to the Great Lakes. On our way, we stopped at a lot of zoos, museums, state parks, tried to do as much learning as we possibly could. We stopped for fossils a few times, of course. Um, yeah, stick around and you'll see some of the footage that we collected while we were out, and I hope you guys enjoy. For the first day of our trip, we went to the Rainforest Cafe and then found this campsite out in the Black River Falls of Wisconsin where they have this gorgeous waterfall. And if you know anything about me, I drink from all the waterfalls. Cole doesn't particularly love it, but he came out to get a photo op with me after I got a drink. Then we headed out for our next day.
Yes. Cameron, where are we?
We are at the Henry Vilas Zoo, which is a free zoo in Madison, Wisconsin. They're AZA accredited, and we are here to check out their herpetarium.
Sorry, I forgot my cue.
Where they have lots of reptiles and amphibians, and they do a really great job with their animal care. So we're here to learn a little bit about their standards so that we can do better for our animals. What?
Cameron, tell me everything you know about that animal.
That animal is an Aldabra tortoise, which is the second largest tortoise in the world. They're from Seychelles, which is an island off of Africa. And they are only beat in weight by the Galapagos tortoise.
Very nice. Hi.
Quick, Cole, tell me everything you know about that animal.
About bison? Okay, first off, that one's shedding. Bison were once a very prolifically used animal by the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And by prolifically, I mean like sustainably, but also like they still use them regularly. That was like their whole life, right? They used the skins, they used the hair, they used the sinew from the muscles in the shoulder to make bowstrings and those sort of things. They used every part of it. And it wasn't until later on in their culture that they would do more hunting. But what really drove the population of bison down is when the Europeans came over and wanted to get rid of some bison in order to drive out certain populations from certain areas so that we could colonize, which was not ideal, obviously. But there are many things going into number one, breeding, and number two, protecting this species today. Now we realized our mistake. What used to be a very widespread species is now not so widespread. But being from Iowa, we hear about them, we love them, and we hope to one day see them come back to their native range.
Woo! And after the zoo, we went to go camp along the shores of Lake Michigan, so we had to wake up extra early to go enjoy the sunrise. And of course, Cole panned over right when I was yawning. Hey, how's it going? We're at our next stop, the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago, Illinois, and we are here to go in, check out what they have for their reptiles, and see if there's any ideas that we can bring back to our own zoo. So, see you at the end. I do promise we did mean to follow up after that video. We completely forgot to because there was a tornado warning, and so we actually had to wait out the storm in not the reptile building, sad face, but we did get to spend it with this adorable pygmy hippopotamus during his lunchtime, and they actually send his leaves in on like a zip line so that he can kind of chase it a little bit. He didn't care about the storm at all, and neither did the next animal that you're gonna see, who actually slept right through the whole thing. It was adorable. But after this, our time at the zoo was a little bit more on a crunch, and so we forgot to, record our reflections.
Where are we, Cameron?
We are at the Field Museum in Chicago, standing in front of a Stegosaurus.
Good job, good job. One question for you, Cameron. What is this part of the Stegosaurus called?
That's a Thagomizer.
How do you know?
The spiky tail is for Thagomizing. Hello.
Hello.
What do we buy?
This is a Triceratops, right? Yes.
What's the coolest thing you know about that animal?
Okay, so I want you to come here.
Okay,
I want you to notice all of these, right? Each of them have holes in the frills, right? Except for Triceratops, right? Well, that's interesting enough. But if you look at a friend, the Triceratops, right, and our friend the Torosaurus over here. The only real structural difference is how long that frill is and that it's got holes in it. So it's debated in the scientific community right now if Torosaurus is actually just an older Triceratops.
Whoa!
Yeah.
The Field Museum was our last stop of day 3. Day 4, we went to the Detroit Zoo to see their reptile exhibits here. So cool the way that they had everything very interactive for the kids without being disruptive to the animals. We took pictures of some of our favorite enclosures. And this went beyond just the reptiles. All of their animals had such cool exhibits that really met the needs of the animals in a way that we don't see at a lot of zoos that we've been to. It was really beautiful. We saw some reptiles, amphibians, insects, anything else that we had time to see. This is their Japanese giant salamander exhibit. They get a whole room to themselves. It was so cool. After the Detroit Zoo, we started our journey home, made sure that we were going through Illinois in time to hit the Schaumburg NARBC Expo and the St. Charles Scott Smith's All Animal Expo. These were some of our really cool finds. I loved meeting all of those vendors that were there, kind of seeing how everybody else ran their companies. Yeah, and then afterwards we went to go camp in the Kankakee River State Park in Illinois. Our hosts were so kind. They gave us a map to go find this little cave. It was amazing. And then after that, we woke up bright and early, stopped for ice cream, and got some of these gems that are now on our Facebook if you're interested in finding them. Hey guys, I always really love going on these trips. We are so blessed to get some support from my university that helps us cover some of our expenses while we're out there. Even after I'm graduated, I do plan on continuing with these trips because it's such a cool time to go and learn so much and get to see so many things in just this like little chunk of the year. So I do plan on going back with Cole and probably our mothers next year as well. Make sure to follow along so that you can see what happens next year, where we go, what we do, but also everything that happens in between there. We have some really cool surprises coming in the near future. So be sure to hit that subscribe button. And follow along for everything that you've got. Leave anything in the comments if you have any questions, any of the spots that we went to that you want to know any more about. I would love to help you guys go see some of the things that we got to see. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.